What's up, guys? This is Andre, or Chokenator if you know me from my stream, and I just got home from a jog. I've been going on late night jogs, and first of all, this is not rehearsed, and I'm pretty much going to be drawing as I talk out my thoughts. So I actually took a jog tonight. I was wearing like this hoodie, and one of the things that's been motivating me to get out there and jog has been actually Pokemon Go. One of the reasons I really like playing Pokemon Go, I know it's not the best use of my time, but in order to play the game optimally, is like you have to get outside and walk around to hit the Pokestops. So it's definitely a motivator. Like excelling in that game gets you out of the house. Anyway, it's something just gotten me out of the house lately. But I don't really. This is not what I want to talk about. What I do want to talk about is a philosophy that I just kind of discovered, kind of happened upon on YouTube. And that is the red pill philosophy. And I want to talk about that just very briefly. But basically, it's this ideology that basically you are opening your eyes to the truth. It's inspired by that scene in The Matrix with Morpheus where if you take the blue pill, you are a slave to the system, whatever society feeds you. And you are satisfied with living in that sort of fantasy world built in your mind. And taking the red pill is basically you're getting woke, opening your eyes and sort of starting to see the truth. I'm just sort of draw a guy opening his eyes here. This is me waking up, I guess. But I'm not saying that I subscribe to any red pill philosophy. I'm not a MGTOW. I'm not a PUA. I'm not an AWALT kind of guy. Whatever abbreviations they use. Just to explain those, a PUA is a sort of pickup artist. PUA, pickup artist. It's this really silly thing. I'm not that kind of guy. AWALT just means it's AWALT, which stands for all women are like that. There's really this rabbit hole of ideology that you can find on YouTube. I know there was a subreddit. I actually just found out that the subreddit was like quarantined because people found it toxic, and I think that kind of might be a bad move because I know there are a lot of people in there who are like probably toxic, but I think the overall ideology of it is not necessarily something extremely negative, and maybe just could be seen as like a response to the way feminism has affected society. But I'm not an expert on it. It's just something I've very, very recently discovered. But they're really all about manliness and sleeping with as many women as you want to, not getting married, and it's very interesting to me that both feminist movement and this MGTOW movement are anti-marriage, and I think that's why I need to be weary of going in either direction. I think the direction I want to go in is marriage. Like I'm actually getting married this year, and relationships are tough, but I'm not gonna separate myself from the idea of it just because I see some YouTube videos that like show me that there's a way out of the pain. I'm actually, the only ideology that I might subscribe to is like Catholicism. Like I'm Catholic, so if there's any like ideas of what love should be, I'm gonna probably derive it from the practice of my faith. But even then, within the church and within churches in general, there's a lot of like misinformation, I would say. Like people will tell you the way to act. Let's draw an actual girl. Let's draw my fiance right here, holding my hand, and she does love me, and we do love each other. And it's not to say that we haven't hurt each other. We have. In fact, we still, to this day, hurt each other fairly often. That's just kind of how relationships work. It's not like something extremely dysfunctional, like we love each other, but we just don't see eye to eye all the time. But like this whole red pill thing, the whole feminism thing, like whichever way you go, people are gonna find a way to justify their bitterness and their anger and like not want to have a partner. And the thing about me is that if there's anything that I kind of try to do is sort of be like Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee always said his way of learning that martial arts is a way of life. He said discard what is useful, or discard what is useless, and keep what is useful. I don't really know how he looks here. He's like, what? You know. Whenever I go on YouTube and I find these videos of people kind of venting about their lives or how they've changed because of what they've been learning, especially from this whole blue pill, or this whole red pill thing, the whole MGTOW thing. MGTOW means men going their own way, and it's basically what it leads to is not getting married, pretty much. But I don't think the whole red pill thing is necessarily not about getting married. I think there are some men who, you know, follow that philosophy and they are interested in having a good relationship and having a wife. It's just one of the problems is like the disadvantages in today's society of like how much control and power that the woman can have over a man. And I can see, you know, people being justified in with that kind of thing. I'm gonna make his head a little bit smaller here, maybe thinner too. Well, anyway, what I'm trying to get to is like how it's affected me personally. So, like I said, you know, me and my fiance we do hurt each other at times, and one thing I'm learning to do is try to take responsibility of my own actions, and in a way of her actions too. Like, as a man, I do want to be able to take the lead and lead her in a direction that's good, and lead myself in a direction that's good. So, what I want to do is start making changes, because guys, I'm getting married in 4 months. Okay, so there's a lot of things that can improve in me, my income, my physical health, my diet, my exercise. Like, I can improve a lot still in 4 months. There's a lot I can do to get ready for my marriage, because I want to have kids. You know, hopefully this year, next year, I do want to have kids. In order to do that, I have to prepare myself. So what I'm thinking is, like, where am I at now? Like the state I'm at now. Hold on. I'm gonna make all this smaller so I can make room for some other drawings, because I want to draw myself. Like, where was I in the past? I was a gamer. You know, the past me was a gamer, like through and through. A competitive gamer. I played Super Smash Brothers competitively. I went to tournaments, and that was like my life, you know. And I learned a lot of things about problem solving. I learned a lot of things about, you know, dealing with pressure, thinking on the spot. Like, there were a lot of useful skills that came with being competitive in that. But those skills can come with pretty much being competitive in anything. Otherwise, you know, on the other hand, playing video games is something that it's pretty sedentary. You just kind of sit there, and you know, I didn't even have the best posture. Like, my most concentrated posture when I played Smash was this sort of like hunched over, you know, in a chair. You know, and I maybe I wasn't eating the best during that time, so I had a bit of a belly. I didn't have a really good fashion sense, like all these things. But I was pretty darn good at the game. You know, performed well in some tournaments. You know, got ranked in my region wherever I was living at. You know, and all these things really mattered to me. And I actually, you know, I retired from this. You might have heard me talk about it in a different video or on my stream. I retired from competitive Smash a couple of years ago, because I realized, like, if I keep going in this path, there's not really much for me there. Like, yeah, I could become the best player, but that's not really, you know, the path to get there is like a lot of time and a lot of activity that I don't really feel that as passionate about as I used to. So I transitioned, you know, I got a job. I worked at a deli. You know, this is me in like my hat and apron, and that was actually a fun job, because, you know, it was good to like live a normal life for a little bit, and, you know, work with food, and you know, I you know, it was physical. Like, I was walking around in a kitchen, like pushing around boxes and garbage and cleaning and washing dishes and making sandwiches, and, you know, a basic, very, very basic food service job. And it's like it's a noble job. Like, yeah, it's a dead end. It was a dead end job, but it's a noble job, and it got me, you know, it got me out of this, and I was happy, and I felt a little bit more manly, you know. So it was good, but I quit that because I knew it wasn't fulfilling. Honestly, in retrospect, I shouldn't have quit, and I should have tried what I'm doing now, which is basically Twitch streaming, art, animation, and commissions, which is, you know, fair. It's having its fair share of success, but I feel like I shouldn't have quit this job so early. And would I go back? I think I would. But, you know, that was me. That was like 2016, and then now this is where I'm at now. I am a, you know, artist, doing content, Twitch streaming, making YouTube videos from time to time, and it's really fun, but it's kind of tiring. It doesn't make all that much money. It's another thing that's kind of bad is that it's very sedentary. That's why I'm kind of trying to pick up exercise again. But it's noble work, and it's going in the direction that I want to go to. My dream is to make like more anime and more webcomics and kind of just make the things that I want to make in my life. And I'm kind of just like trying every single day to get there. But I feel like one thing that I have picked up from this whole red pill, MGTOW philosophy is just the idea of manliness, of responsibility, of being an alpha male. And have I ever been an alpha male? I don't know. But they use words like cuck, beta orbiter, really intense words. I don't use those words in normal conversation. I don't call people that. But I can say that in the past, maybe I have been a cuck or a beta orbiter. Maybe. Or at least had the qualities of those things. When they describe beta orbiter and like what that means, what the tendencies of that kind of person does, like I was definitely that in the past. I put the women I liked on a pedestal. Like I obsessed over the people I had a crush on, and it was just crazy, and I think to unlearn those things has been a process, because sometimes the way I talk to even my fiance is kind of soft and weak, and I don't want to be that, and I know she wouldn't respect me as much as she could if I were to continue like talking that way. So I've been talking in a way that really takes charge more, and I'm hoping that the me in the future that I could become is a little bit stronger, a little bit more able, has a better income. Like I want to be able to take the lead a lot more. I think it's a noble pursuit to just be a better man, and I think that's kind of what. Like I said, I'm watching these videos and I'm learning from them, but I'm taking what is useful, and anything that I find is toxic and anything that I find is like not really that good, and stuff that's offensive and stuff that's straight up rude, I'm definitely not adopting any of that. But I kind of want to draw myself like where could I be? Like I would want to have, like, I'm going to draw what I believe to be my my profile. I have a sort of wide nose, and one thing I want is facial hair. Like, so I actually have trichotillomania, which is a hair pooling condition, so it actually affects my face the most. So if I can control that, like one of the signs of self-control for me, one of the greatest signs of self-control is if I were to ever grow a beard. That would be amazing. So I think ideally I would want one. I don't really know if I would look good with one, but I want to try it. And I think it would look manly, and maybe I could show that I have a better jawline. I don't really know, but I want a beard. But I still want to be, drawing on my trusty tablet here. I don't really know if I want a mustache. Maybe it'll look good. It would probably look good. Probably. But, I want to be more muscular. I want to have better hair. Like, all these things that come, just come with really applying myself and taking control. Like, the person I could be if I were to just apply the stuff that I'm learning. If we were just to apply, imagine if we were to apply ourselves, life would be crazy. Life would be, there is a quote from Saint Catherine of Siena, you would only be who you were meant to be, and you would set the world on fire. And I think, like, yeah, maybe I could be a little more buff. Maybe I could be, have better posture in my seat. I could adjust my posture right now. Maybe I'll have a better chest. Not that these things like super matter to me, because my career is more sedentary, but sedentary is bad. Sitting in a chair for a long period of time is bad. Like, it's bad for your health. It's dangerous. Like, sitting is actually dangerous. Don't get it twisted. And maybe I could have better muscles, and maybe my shoulder's too high here. But basically, there's a lot that could happen with me that I have yet to discover. And I don't remember which philosopher it was. I don't know if it was Galileo or probably not Galileo. Socrates, Aristotle. But someone said it's actually a disgrace for a man to not like be in good physical, like at his best physical condition. Like, you wanna know your potential, and part of that potential is like discovering who you could be like physically, and I think I have yet to discover that. Now this looks nothing like me right now, but if I had a little more muscles and grew a beard, stopped pulling my hair, had a little more self-control, had a little better diet, the changes could be a lot more drastic than I might anticipate. And could I be this this freaking Chad right here, sort of working on an art tablet? This is still the same activity that I'm doing right now, but it's totally different. And I'm excited to discover who that person can be. And we'll see where it goes. Those are pretty much my thoughts today. Yeah, I want to like try editing this video too. I don't really do very much editing, so we'll see kind of how this goes. And I'll let me know what you guys think of this video format. It's not really the greatest level of art, and it's kind of just me sketching out my thoughts. But I feel like I love doing vlogs, but I got a lot of subscribers from my like tutorials that they're interested in art. So I feel like if I'm gonna do vlogs still, I should like combine it with my art, because I would give a lot of like life update vlogs. But now these are pretty much the same thing, but while I'm drawing. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions or comments about MGTOW or Red Pill. And that's it. I'll see you guys later, and hopefully see you on my stream. Peace out. Love you all. Bye.